Wild Woman, I'm so delighted that you're here. We're going to be doing your oracle card reading for December 2018. We're going to be using the Wild Woman Mystery Cards, which is the deck that I wrote and illustrated. This is the artwork behind me here that's within the deck. And we're going to tackle the Christmas holidays a little differently. Here's the question. How do I reinvent myself the Wild Woman way? For Christmas, we're going to enter the center of the Wild Woman universe and we're going to say, okay, this is how I want my holiday to go. So we don't feel overwhelmed, so we don't feel tired and broke and miffed and all those things that can happen just completely like, oh my God, I can't handle it. How do we do that? With this. If you like this video, please click the like button below and click on that red subscribe button, and then you will be able to see every video that comes out, and there's a little bell beside. If you click that bell, what it means is that YouTube will say, hey, new video's up, and you don't even have to think about it. And tell me in the comments below, what can you do to make it so that your holiday is really great for you, your family, your friends, or just by yourself on your own? And stay tuned to the end if you're having some challenges around making these shifts. I've got a download for you that would be really great. Shift chart, I'll tell you all about it at the end of this video, and you can pick it up and use it all year round, but especially at this time of year. And there's a private Facebook group if you would like to be part of that. We're going to talk a little bit more about all of this thing through the Christmas holidays. I have a really fun thing that I do to reinvent myself at Christmas. Here is my Christmas sock. What do I do with this to make it really fun and break tradition? You'll find out at the end of the video. Okay, let's get started. Let's do the reading. Hi Wild Woman, I'm Elizabeth McLeod. I'm the author and illustrator of the Wild Woman Mystery Cards, an enchanting journey to your true self, and I'm here to help you live a wild and free life. And today we're going to talk about how do we do that and reinvent ourselves, that patterns in those habitual places. How do we reinvent ourselves through the holidays in particular? But these are great tips throughout the year as well. But here we go for Christmas for this holiday season. Okay, shift number one that you want to make is tradition is just a choice. Now, I say that with a lot of emphasis on the fact that it is a choice, because sometimes we feel like, oh my God, I have to do this. And sometimes we're like, oh my God, I can't wait till we do the marshmallow thing with the little snowman. You know, we have our ways, we have our traditions passed down through generations, and it's really important to decide which of those things really nourish you. And if they nourish you, are they nourishing you completely? So they're not just pulling out a little, like, do they cost too much money? Do you need to make a shift in that? Do you need to say, I don't want to do that tradition at all, let's sit down and make a new one, or let's not do any traditions at all? Really sit down and say, tradition is just a choice. I don't have to continue traditions that make me go broke or overwhelmed or tired. I just need to create something that is going to be here for me. And so you might as well live the way you want to live, because you're also creating tradition for your future going forward, if it's just for yourself or even for your family. So you can add to those traditions. You don't have to keep them the same. Make them work for you, because, well, you know, what makes you feel good is really what's really important in all of this over Christmas, because you're only here once, right? And then that's it. And our next life will have a different personality, so you'll do things differently then. So write it all in pencil. That's how I say, write it in pencil, because then you can change it. So this Christmas, really consider how you're going to do these traditions your way. Bringing in what you need, bringing in what's already there, but making it so that it's nourishing, wild, free, and loving. So let's see what card will come forward to help us do that. Integration. So in a way, you know, we're really talking about the traditions. Integrate your family or your individual personality into those traditions that you do. Decide what it is that you want to do. Your family, your friends, your future, yourself. Make sure you include that inside of your creating space and creating tradition this holiday season. Really important thing to remember. All right, shift number two. Group energy. What do I mean by that? So here's a little trick that I learned. When my mother was dying, I had a shaman working with me, and it was very, very intense. Every day I was at the hospital, I was surrounded by doctors, I was surrounded by family that were grieving and helping and trying to get through things. And it was really exhausting, even though it was incredibly profound. It's really important to actually remember how to surround yourself with energy that's also outside of maybe the pain points and outside of all the stress. So if you're feeling carried away and you can't quite get a grasp on keeping yourself involved in all of the process, like it's just overwhelming, or just like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Oh, I don't want to think about this, it's making me sad and stressed. Do something with a group outside of your family system or outside of yourself. So for me at that time with my mom, I went and I did just twice a week is all I really needed. It's all I could afford because it was so demanding, the time on me. But twice a week, I went to a yoga class and I sat in a completely different energy, which actually helped me come back to me. So what I suggest that you do, what I recommend that you do if you want to make this shift and you really want to include yourself, pull yourself out of sort of the rat race that can happen. So what do we need for help with this? Let's see. I'm going to pull a Wild Woman mystery card. How do we keep ourselves in that group energy? Heartbeat. Wow, these cards are right on, right? Heartbeat is the card that says that we need to stay connected to the earth and connected to our own heart. So really what we're talking about here, when we want to surround ourselves with an energy that works for ourselves as well as those around us, and maybe not, maybe people don't like it, but you got to take care of yourself, right? Pull yourself into your heart. You are not alone. Connect with the earth. If you need to, hug a tree on the way home. They'll help you pull back. Takes 10 seconds. Those are the kind of things that can help you come back to the group energy that you might need. So if you don't have a lot of people around you, go into the forest maybe and stand around trees. Doesn't have to be human. Go into the SPCA and hang out with some animals. Or go to a yoga class like I did when I needed to have something where there was a group energy. Something that's different from what you're in will help you to remain you. All right, shift number 3. Stop saying you're sorry. This is a big one. You know, the other day I was in the store and we were shopping and somebody was just standing in front of me and I was walking towards them. They go, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I'm like, why are you saying sorry? You know, you're just standing there. This is what we do all the time. It's just us, we Canadians, we're known for this, right? Anybody else who's watching, I'm sure you have the same things happen for you too, but in Canada, we really have it. So I'm going to suggest that you maybe take a moment to remember that it's okay for you to take up space as well. That you can stand there and there is nothing you have to apologize for. Your Christmas meal is perfect. Everything that you're doing is enough, and you really deserve to be here just as much as anybody else deserves to be here. So our feelings matter, even at Christmas, right? So what do we need in order to help us to remember that? Boundaries, right? This is a good one. So with boundaries, we really want to think about what is nourishing for us. Do you notice how she's keeping things out, but she's also bringing things in? So the nourishment, you want to bring that in, but the stuff that's not nourishing you, you want to keep that out. So let's say you're getting really, really tired. One of the things you can make sure you do is set a boundary. Say, you know what, 9 o'clock, I'm done. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to go in the bath, and that's my time. Or it's like, nope, not able to do that right now. I can't. So I just need to protect myself and my energy because there's lots to do and we've got 3 weeks to go. The other part of that is what's nourishing for yourself. You know what? I'm going to bring in some self-care. I'm going to bring in things that make me feel really good. I'm going to sit with a cup of tea. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to go shopping by myself. I'm going to go shopping with my bestie. I'm going to go shopping with my child or my grandchildren because that makes me happy. You know, really think about what kind of boundaries you need to set for yourself so that you can really make sure that you're not in the sorry mode and that you're not doing things that pull yourself sort of out and make yourself unimportant. You are important, and it's important to be there, and you have permission to set your boundaries, especially at Christmas, whenever you want. All right, shift number 4, make a choice. This is really important because we do sit around and we think that we don't have choices, especially at the holidays. So it's just a matter of making sure that you know that you matter. So really, there's so much going on at Christmas. Like you've got to get the dinner ready. Maybe you're hosting the dinner. Maybe there's family coming in, or presents that have to get out in the mail before before the cutoff time, or it's just Christmas parties and office parties, or just all the things that we have to do and work and how it works inside of that. And I'm scratching my ears. So sometimes it means somebody's talking about you. Like, yeah, sometimes there's a lot of things that happen inside of this when we make a choice. People don't, in fact, really want us to make a choice. They want us to do what they want us to do. But what you need to do is just take one thing, make a choice, and do that thing. And you'll find that it's really interesting how the space will grow around that as you do that. So it might be self-care, might be a relationship, it might be how you're going to do your shopping, it might be that you're not doing any shopping, it might be that you're changing the way you give gifts this year. All sorts of things for you that need to be sort of addressed so it's not all coming in at the same time. And when you do this, when you choose this one thing, I think you're going to be really fascinated at how you can, in fact, find other things grow. You make that choice, you handle that, you go to the next one, you handle that, and things just get done. So what do we need around this? Let's see. Sacredness. Remember, this is a sacred time. It's a ritual space. This time of solstice or Christmas, or however you want to celebrate it, whatever it is for you, it's a time to take care of yourself, especially over the holidays, because it's a prime time for stress. So you really want to make sure. So think of the sacredness as everything around you is sacred. So the table is sacred, the Christmas ornaments are sacred. Think of it as the sacredness in all life matters. Even the fact that you're sitting there with your tea, it's sacred. It's a sacred event happening all the time. Everything that you do. So when you get lost, pull back in the sacred meaning of life, especially through the holidays. And shift number 5, the final shift for now, the most important very much in the Wild Woman way, is include yourself. So what do I mean by that? Including yourself really is asking yourself how you are, doing a little check-in to make sure you're okay, making sure that you have what you need, that you're feeling loved, that you can do the things that you need to do, sort of check it out and make sure that things are pacing themselves in the right kind of way. What do you need to do? Ask yourself, what can I do for you? Just like you would for anybody else. Sometimes at the end of the day, what I do is I just sit down and go, okay, what can I do for you? How can I help you tomorrow to get even better day happening for yourself? When you find yourself in a time that's prime stress time, it's a really important time to check in and to say, hey, all right, need to reinvent myself right now. I need to sit there and go, I need to take care of myself. So let's pick a card. How do we include ourselves? Whoa, the whole deck wants to come out. Wild Woman Home. All right, she's the one right behind me here. Wild Woman Home. Let's talk about her for a minute. Home is the home within your heart, within the heart of your heart, within the heart of your home. What you want to really make sure is happening in order to include yourself is that your body is your home, your surroundings your home, your bedroom is your home, your Christmas sort of place is your home. Really, your home is your ritual site. So if you have this ritual site happening for yourself, if you're thinking of it in that kind of way, then ceremony, sacredness, all of these things that are coming forward will allow themselves to be there in a way that you can really reinvent yourself now or any time of the year. It's really important to do those kinds of things. And here is the blessing for our time is instinct. So follow your instinct. Really, that's the guide. So if your little niggle inside yourself is saying something feels a little bit off, come back to these 5 steps, see which one you need to do, and apply it right away. Just do one at a time. All of these shifts will help you to reinvent yourself, reinvent your holiday, reinvent any time of year, but especially when it's a prime time for all of us to get lost a little bit. So if you want to really have some help with that shift, this goes for all year round, but it can really help you at Christmas. I have a Wild Woman shift chart and a little e-course that goes with it to really help you to find what's important to you and to really apply it. It can be as simple as a 10-second event or as long as something that takes a whole day or even longer. It's up to you. You can really choose. The chart will show you the way. It will tell you what energy you're in, and you will really find a way. If, let's say you don't know how to do these shifts, click the link below. Then get the shift chart, because then you can just choose which one you want, and then it'll give you all sorts of ideas on how to do that. So here's what I was talking about at the beginning of the video, that little surprise that we have. I do this really cool thing with a Christmas sock. What I do is I buy presents throughout the year, and I wrap them up, stocking stuff, and I wrap them up and I put them in the sock right away, and then I leave them and I forget. And as I remember, I'll buy something, wrap it up, put it in the sock. The funny thing is, I actually do forget what I put in it. People go, it's so funny. I'll open it up and I'll go, oh my God. And they'll go, I thought you bought that for yourself. I'm like, yeah, I did. It's great. I love it. But I totally forgot. It's a really fun thing to do at Christmas. You can even start now in December, because you will forget. If you wrap it right away, you'll forget a lot of the things, and you'll go down and go, oh yeah, I remember. It's an incredibly joyful thing to do. This is what I do the Wild Woman way. I started it many years ago. A friend of mine was a single mom, and she never really got stuff she really wanted, so she started to create this sock for herself, and I'd adopted it, and so many of my friends have done the same thing, and now we all have a lot of fun with everything else that's going on. We have this little sock that we've built throughout the year, and really truly, I forget a lot of the things that I put in here. I have to tell you, I just remembering now, I'm going to put this away now because I don't want to remember, but this one I just remembered, it's a pair of unicorn socks. So, like silly things that I got for myself. And this one, all right, Wild Women, try it. You might find you really like it. And I hope that this creates fun. Find some nice fun things for you to do this Christmas season. All right, Wild Woman, I'm really delighted that we had this time together. I'm so glad we had this time together. Reminds me of Carol Burnett. For some reason, oh my gosh. So, that's tradition, right? Traditions come in and we remember the things that make us feel more rooted in our ancestry and more rooted in our homes. And I hope today's video has helped you a little bit with your December reading, but also with Christmas time and all that it brings with it, the joy, the laughter, the pain, the sorrow, and all that's in between, the messy middle, so that you can celebrate yourself and celebrate your time and take a little bit of time to smell the roses. Or maybe smell the Christmas cedar branches. All right, Wild Woman, take really good care of yourself, and I'll see you next week.